Good morning. Down here for my fourth session down here on Horseshoe this season. Dropped into the same swim I've fished pretty much every session, to be honest. I started off in a different swim on the first time, but moved into this one on the evening of that first session, and then fished here the second one. Had 12 fish, fished here last week, had 1 tench, 2 carp. It was quite a tricky week last week though, so I didn't really think there's much point in dropping anywhere else. It's quite busy anyway, so there's people in all the other swims that I fancied around, so yeah, it's fished well so far, so it seemed logical to drop into the same swim. I'm just fishing 2 maggot feeders in line, because that's what's been most successful so far. So I've just started off with that. I've not put any bait out. I'm just going to cast the feeders every half an hour, and then we'll see how we get on really. I think I'm not going to reassess it. It's got here about 7:30, it's just past 8 o'clock now. If I've not had anything by 12 o'clock, I might think about a move really. I don't think there's much point in bombing out a load of bait and stuff, and we'll see if there's tension in the area. I think the maggots create, the feeder, there's enough maggots in the feeder to create enough attraction anyway around the bait, and if there's tench feeding in the area, you'll find out about it pretty soon. So I don't know if anything by 12, I might well make a move. There's a guy tenching next door to me as well, so I've got to kind of limit my casting to the left side of the swim. I usually cast that a bit to the right, but that'd be encroaching on his area a little bit, so he was there first, so he'll behave himself and go straight out. But yeah, so crikey, geese everywhere. But yeah, we'll see how we get on. Fairly confident. It's quite mild. It's like 15, 16 degrees today, overcast. I was a bit worried because the wind's coming in from the north, but it's totally still at the moment. There's no cold wind on the water or anything, so forecast a bit of rain in the evening. But yeah, we'll see how we get on. Just saw something bubbling over my left-hand rod. Just as I was casting, I just bombed the feeder right on top of where the bubbles came up, pretty much. Yeah, just a few bubbles coming up by the left-hand rod. Out there somewhere. A little bit of a disturbance. I did see a carp cruising around as well, out in that direction, so I was about to go for a little wander, but I think I'll stay put for a little bit now. Might not be a fish at all, but it's always good to watch the water just to see if there's, and give you some clues if there's fish about. Just thinking of going for a wander up to the mouth of the bay, because it's a little bit of a chill in the air actually. It's only about 11 or 12 degrees now. Feels like it might be a bit cold to be fishing right in the bay here, where it's pretty shallow water. There'll probably be a few fish around, but I just think it might be worth. Also, I quite fancy a change as well, fish a different swim. I'll give it a little bit longer now. Yeah, there's just a couple of little patches of bubbles came up right over my left-hand rod. I know it was right where I put the bait. Could have just been natural gas or something, coincidence, but could have been a fish. You never know. Right, gone for a little wander around. Right down in the far corner now. Peg 47. Miles away from where my stuff is. Lovely down here. There's no one down here at all. Just thinking, because the water's a bit deeper here, it's a little bit colder. You might have moved down into the deeper water, but tricky. giving much away. I haven't seen anything roll, any bubbles, anything like that. It looks pretty dead everywhere. This is what it looks like down in the bay as well, which made me want to move. But tricky one. The wind's really slight northerly at the moment. Feeling a bit nippy, but then this evening the wind's turning around to come from the south, so it should warm things up a little bit. But I'm really thinking at the moment to go into the mouth of the bay up to the right. Although it's tempting down here, to be honest, just because it's so nice and you're completely on your own. And I know this swim quite well. Actually, I fished here last year for the weekend. I spent 3 nights in here, so and 1 carp. But I know a couple of good spots that I could cast to. Not to mess around too much with the marker. Alright, this swim's tempting me a lot, I think. 57. Right at the mouth of the bay. A little bit deeper up here. Got all the bird life up here as well. It's sometimes a good sign. Okay, so I've moved up to the mouth of the bay now. Peg 57. Quite tricky to find spots. I've been bashing around with the marker rod for a while, letting about loads of silkweed really. But yeah, quite an interesting swim. There's a big, basically it's a big sort of gully down there. Just you got a big drop off down here, and you got a deeper gully where it deepens off about a foot deeper. Then it sort of goes slightly up towards the middle, and then it gets deeper again at about sort of 9 wraps. So I can't really find any clear gravel areas, but I'm not too bothered. I think I can fish my rigs over the silkweed. It's not too thick yet. I'll move back into the previous swim. There's loads of bubbles coming up over my bait. Looking much better, but now it's mild air. See all those bubbles coming up. Bubbling like crazy out there. I feel a lot more confident now. Got a fair bit of bait out this morning in this place, so yeah, maybe giving the swim a rest and moving up to the other one. Even though it feels like a bit of a waste of time, might have helped. Just gonna make a couple more rigs. Just want to make sure that my hooks are as sharp as possible, really. Good idea to change the hooks fairly regularly. But yeah, now it's milder and I'm in my t-shirt now. It's feeling much, feeling better. Right, it's my first fish getting out of nowhere. I literally just cast it out, went to cast the other rod out. So I stood right by the rod and it flew off. Could be a carp. He's pulling quite hard. I don't know, I think it feels more like a tench. seems to have gone around the line. It feels like a tench to me. Could be a good one. By surprise, really. I was just fiddling around with the other rod. So the alarm was bleeping anyway because I was knocking the stand around, and then suddenly it was up and away. You put a good account of us. I still haven't seen it yet. It's a tench. What it was, I could feel its little tail banging away. Something down there as well. A stick or something. Oh, great. Oh, there we go. He's off. Nightmare. I thought he was going to get stuck in that stick. Crikey. Best fight I've had from retention here. It's helping that it's stuck around the other line either. Very big fish, actually. That is a huge tench, actually. We're looking at £8.6. £8.6. I thought it was a lot bigger, to be honest. I'm very happy with that. Okay, so it's been a tough day. It's more than made up for it with this £8.6 tench. Here we go. What a cracker. Absolute cracker, that one. £8.6. Chuffed to bits with that one. Absolute cracker. Time to go back. Well, chuffed to bits with that fish. Out of nowhere, I was just recasting the rod. Literally just cast it out. I cast the rods at the same time every half hour, and yeah, just literally just cast it out. Got it on the alarms, and then got the other rod, reeled it in. Just cast that one out. So the pod was moving anyway, so the alarms were going off a bit anyway. And then suddenly I was like, "Is that a run? It's like moving up." I realised it was, and then off it went, and yeah, fantastic fight. I thought it might be a cut up for a bit. Actually, it was really pulling hard. Took a while to get in. Got stuck in the debris really close in under that tree, some branches and stuff, and yeah, fantastic fish. I thought it was I thought it was a lot bigger than it was, to be honest. I thought it was at least 9, but nowhere near. £8.6. It's not the first time I've done that this season, actually, to be honest. The first £7 I had, I thought it was £8 or £9. But yeah, fantastic fish. Really happy with that anyway. And yeah, hopefully, well, one fish. So maybe it means they're coming on. Maybe it means there's more in the area. Maybe it was just the one. But yeah, so it made my day anyway. It's 5:30 now. So I'll stick it out to the dark anyway. I'm getting starving, so probably won't leave that late, depending on how the fishing's going. But yeah, great to get a fish. It came on the left-hand rod, actually. Yeah, maggot inline feeder on the line I've been feeding all day. So yeah, happy days. Dusk now, just coming up to 8:30. Just had a little bleep on the left hand one, but apart from that, I've not had a touch since the fish. But yeah, tough day. I mean, it's been good because I had that fish, but if I didn't have that fish, Jesus, yeah, you bite. It's been struggle street. Beautiful place to wait for bites anyway. Well, getting dark now. I've had my last cast. Give it 25 minutes more.